Hi everybody, my name is Rachel. Thanks so much for joining me for Hope City 7 at 7, no matter when you're joining me. I'm so glad to be here tonight with you. So right now we are currently in a series called Get Used to Different, and today our founding pastor, Pastor Dale Culbertson, was preaching and teaching about a message called These Are Those. And I'm flipping my sermon guide because we're kind of getting used to different here. So, okay. And so, in a super duper simple nutshell, Pastor Dale was talking about how basically the disciples as well as us have been empowered to have an impact. His, I guess you could call, main points was like the disciples had something to give. They had spent time with Jesus. They gave of their substance, what was inside them. They did the miraculous, and they turned the world upside down because of that. And you are also empowered to have an impact. And Pastor Dale actually said that, and he asked us to repeat after him that we were empowered to have an impact. And if you look at 1 Peter 4:10, I'm going to read the amplified version of this. It says, just as each one of you has received a special gift, a spiritual talent, and ability graciously given by God, employ it in serving one another as is appropriate for good stewards of God's multifaceted grace, faithfully using the diverse, varied gifts and abilities granted to Christians by God's unmerited favor. Or, I don't personally like how that says granted to Christians is granted to everybody. But anyway, so God has given each and every one of you a special talent, special abilities, all of those. And He's empowered you to have an impact, just like He did the disciples. And like in Pastor's message, how he was talking about how they spent time with Jesus. Jesus made sure that He was the example for them. And then when He left, He sent the Holy Spirit to help the disciples and to help you and I to be able to continue His legacy, so to speak, okay, and win more people for Him. And today, as I was asking God, like, what do you want me to really talk about this evening? And I kind of got this content creator versus influencer. And because I don't know what type of audience I have. So basically, I want to explain what those things are in case you don't know. So a content creator is somebody who creates content for basically for digital purposes like YouTube, so any type of social media, all of that stuff. And their purpose is to just get content out there and make it look pretty and beautiful and awesome. And an influencer is not they can create content, but their main goal is to get engagement and to build community around like a certain brand or whatever. And basically, I was just seeing how God is our content creator. He's created all the content for us, and it's our job to be influencers for Him. And Jesus was the ultimate example of being an influencer, and we're just to follow His example. And, you know, if you think about 1 Peter 4:10 that I just read, and you're thinking, well, gosh, I don't know what my spiritual talent is. I don't know. I really am not good at anything that I know of or whatever. I guarantee you that you have something that God has given you that's special that nobody else has. And if you're not sure what that is, a good thing to do, you know, in the meantime, while you're waiting for that answer or to see what you're good at, is just taking time to love people. And sometimes that can be buying a meal for somebody. Pastor Dale mentioned giving a ride to someone this morning. Babysitting for somebody, writing a card or a thank you note to someone, taking time to listen, taking the time to just give somebody a hug. And you know, I'm sure you're thinking, well, Rachel, okay, that sounds way too simple, but in your waiting time of finding out really what you're good at, just love, because love is really the ultimate way that we can influence people. It's just that God has kind of intertwined something inside each and every one of us to show that and to people in a different way, to where it speaks to them. And as we're loving people, and we're looking for ways to give to them and to show them love, our gifts and talents are going to be revealed. The ways that we are good at influencing are going to be revealed in us. And so it's so true that you and I have all been empowered to make an impact through Jesus and through the Holy Spirit. So if you're doubting that, look at 1 Peter 4:10. There's also some good verses in Psalms about how God has knit you together, and God doesn't make anything without purpose. So you have a purpose. You are an influencer. You are able, and you're going to have an impact on other people for Christ. Just ask him to reveal those things to you, and in the meantime, just love on people in simple, practical ways. And that really is what's the most effective and lasting for people, and it really cuts to their core in a good way. So I hope this has helped you this evening or whenever you're joining. Thanks so much for joining me. Love y'all. Have a great week. Bye-bye.